For the work of ministry, I am Pastor Brett Gostelli, Dean of the Northwest Conference.
For the work of ministry, I am Pastor Tom Krieger, Dean of the West Central Conference.
For the work of ministry, I'm Pastor Maria Bonine, Dean of the Northeast Conference.
For the work of ministry, I am Pastor Cara Wichman, Dean of the Northern Conference.
For the work of ministry, I'm Pastor Julia Rademacher, Dean of the East Central Conference.
For the work of ministry, I am Pastor Marlon Oddie, Dean of the Southern Conference.
For the work of ministry, the communities of disciples of the Northwest Conference serve from Carthage to Bluffs in Virginia, from Macomb to Quincy, and points in between.
For the work of ministry, the communities of disciples of the West Central Conference serve from Jacksonville to Altamont, from Columbia to Nokomis, and points in between.
For the work of ministry, the communities of disciples of the Northeast Conference serve from Bloomington Normal to Bourbonnais, from Flanagan to Crescent City, and points in between.
For the work of ministry, the communities of disciples of the Northern Conference serve from Wyoming to Mount Pulaski, from Ellisville to Winona, and points in between.
For the work of ministry, the communities of disciples of the East Central Conference serve from Danville to Decatur, from Shelbyville to Rankin, and points in between.
For the work of ministry, the communities of disciples in the Southern Conference serve from Albany, Illinois in the north to Metropolis in the south, from Chester in the west to Mount Carmel in the east, 140 miles both ways.
All disciples of all 110 communities of disciples, that is, congregations, exist for the work of ministry, as Paul reminds us in Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 16, when he writes,
I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beg you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to the one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in all.
But each of us was given grace according to the measure of Christ's gift. Therefore it is said, when he ascended on high, he made captivity itself a captive. He gave gifts to his people. When it says he ascended, what does it mean but that he had also descended into the lower parts of the earth? He who descended is the same one who ascended far above the heavens, so that he might fill all things.
He himself granted that some are apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers to equip the saints for the work of ministry, for building up the body of Christ, until all of us come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, to maturity, to the measure of the full stature of Christ.
We must no longer be children, tossed to and fro and blown about by every wind of doctrine, by people's trickery, by their craftiness and deceitful scheming. But speaking the truth in love, we must grow in every way into him who is the head, into Christ, for whom the whole body, joined and knit together by every ligament which it is equipped, as each part is working properly, promises the body's growth in building itself up in love.
All disciples of the Northwest Conference are invited to gather for the work of ministry on our Synod Day, Sunday, August 23rd.
All disciples of the West Central Conference are invited to gather for the work of ministry on our Synod Day, Saturday, August 29th.
All disciples of the Northeast Conference are invited to gather for the work of ministry on our Synod Day, Saturday, September 12th, at St. Paul Lutheran in Pontiac.
All disciples of the Northern Conference are invited to gather for the work of ministry on our Synod Day, Sunday, September 20th.
All disciples of the East Central Conference are invited to gather for the work of ministry on our Synod Day, Sunday, October 4th.
All disciples of the Southern Conference are invited to gather at Our Redeemer Lutheran in Marion for the work of ministry on our Synod Day, Saturday, October 17.
You are a member of one of the 110 communities of disciples of the 6 conferences of the Central Southern Illinois Synod of the ELCA, a synod whose expressed mission is nurturing communities of disciples equipped for Christ's mission.
For the work of ministry, we are cultivating healthy leadership, rostered and lay.
For the work of ministry, we are building and advancing relationships and connections.
For the work of ministry, we have a renewed engagement of youth and young adults through generational faith formation.
For the work of ministry, we are strengthening communication.
For the work of ministry, we are celebrating our shared service and mission.
Disciples of the Northwest Conference, thank you and God bless you.
Disciples of the West Central Conference, thank you, and God bless you.
Disciples of the Northeast Conference, thank you, and God bless you.
Disciples of the Northern Conference, thank you and God bless you.
Disciples of the East Central Conference, thank you, and God bless you.
Disciples of the Southern Conference, thank you, and God bless you.